Echoing off your van. I hope it rattled your teeth out. Good morning, Tally Bally Ho. Right, I thought of something to talk about, which was tyre pressure settings. Oh yes, what a minefield that is. Almost as much fun as, what tyre should I have? Where should I put it? Blah blah blah. Is it good in the wet? Is it good in the dry? What happens? Can it go on a track? Ooh. Well, my love-hate affair with tyre pressure settings started with my street triple. And I did quite a lot of miles on that, as previously discussed. In the end, I ended up with Michelin Pilot Road 3 tyres, which were excellent in the wet. They were called 3 because on the rear tyre it was split into 3 compounds. Softest on the outside edge, hardest in the middle, with a medium grade either side of the middle strip. Anyway, they were basically, they gripped from cold. They were excellent in the dry, they were excellent in the wet. Right on the limit, there was a little bit of chatter because of all the grooving and what they call sipes in the tread pattern. So you get a bit of slippage, as it were. But that's right on the very limit. Anyway, what I noticed was the first set of tyres, the rear tyre did 6,000 miles, and that was with the pressure setting set as book, which I think was 41 on the rear, 34 on the front. Now, what I did was second rear tyre, I did 38 on the rear instead of 41 or 42, so that's 4 psi less. And on the front, I kept the same, because the front wasn't an issue. And on the rear, I noticed I got 9,000 miles out of that, so I got an extra 3,000 miles from lowering the PSI 3 or 4 pounds per square inch pressure. So yeah, definitely worth doing that, and actually it was a bit more comfortable, and I certainly noticed no issue with grip and handling. There was basically no difference. If I was pushed to think of a difference, they might have felt a bit more comfortable on the old derriere. So anyway, that was my street triple. Back to tyre pressure settings on my Thruxton, Thrusty, as I sometimes call it, as you know. Well, the book says 41 on the rear, 33 on the front. Now, I generally run 34 on the front just because for me it's an easier number. Also, mild OCD, and I don't particularly like odd numbers. Although 33 is alright, strangely enough, because it's the same number twice, which kind of rounds it off nicely. Anyway, so I have 34 on the front. Now, on the rear of this, I have 41 to 38, depending on my mood. Now, the main reason of this topic, reason why I pressed record in the first place, was on a day such as this, where it's 5 degrees centigrade in the morning, or Celsius, depending on how you feel, and around 19-20 degrees in the afternoon when I then come home from work, the tyre pressures can be 2, 3, 4 psi out. And what I've been doing is I've been pumping up the tyres in the morning, putting a bit of air in, getting them spot on, 34 on the front and about 40 on the rear, and then in the afternoons letting air out again, because of course warm day, air expands, pressure increases, so I decrease it slightly because of the warmer temperatures. So it's again 34 on the front and around 40 on the rear. But then in the mornings, because I've let 2 or 3 or 4 psi out, I have to pump it up again. Now, my question is that anal or what? Dedicated to a cause? I don't know. And certainly, with my experience with the street triple, a couple of PSI made bugger all difference. Thank you for the nod, you scooting bastard. Anyway, yeah, on the street triple it made no buggering difference, and if anything, gave me a bit more longevity in the tyres. So, I want to know if someone technically minded or as dedicated to the cause, as I am, with Tyre Pressures, if someone could tell me whether it's worth it or not, or in the ballpark will do. Because otherwise, what I'll do is I'll just pump it up in the morning, get it right in the morning, and then it'll be a bit too hard in the afternoon. Which is worse? A bit too soft, a bit too hard? I would suggest, actually, I should get them the right pressure settings in the afternoon, because that's when I do my, should I say, more spirited riding. And then in the mornings, they're just a little bit softer, which isn't an issue. Well, thank you for listening. Hello! Yes. I thought I'd bring you back for this. A little bit of traffic. I didn't quite like it. Rather. Bit worse than normal. Normally doesn't get a bit buggered till a lot later. What's this motorcyclist doing? Hello, motorcyclist. Good Lord, look at that. Filtering, filtering, filtering along. Filtering, filtering, this is my filtering song. Oh yeah. Oh, went a bit all G&S at the end of that. Yeah. G&S means Gills and Sullivan. For those that don't know. Filtering, filtering, filtering along. Filtering, filtering, this is my filtering song. Gonna have to think of more verses now, aren't I? Echoing off your van. I hope it rattled your teeth out. Whee! Oh, Addison Lee. Watch out for those. Those cars with Addison Lee written on the back. They're a private hire taxi firm, and they are very prevalent around London, and they are awful. They're basically out to kill everybody, whether you're in a car, on a bicycle, on a motorbike. It's ridiculous. You might survive if you were driving an articulated lorry. However, there's some really silly sods today. Oh, Z4 Coupe. I do like the BMW Z4 Coupe. It tickles my loins. It tickles my loins. Well, no accounting for taste. This is my filtering song. Little do they know what a marvellous singer I am. All these people sitting in their cages on the way to work. Well, they're not really on the way to work at the moment. They're stuck in traffic. Oh, it looks like I've got the Bavarian baboon up my derriere. Well, I'd better pull over for Mr. Derriere. Mr. Derriere, Mr. Bavarian baboon. There you go. Oh, he thanked me. He is no longer a Bavarian baboon. I take it all back. I love you. Let me have your babies. That was an overreaction. What's going on here then? There's that thing that's sticking out. There's a thing sticking out of that. Cool. Glad I spotted that. Yes. That could have been nasty. Don't want that replacing where my head should be. I don't think my neck would have enjoyed that. It would have been a bit cold on the old esophagus. These hardened commuters, they really are quite scary. Oh God, that's a fucking Vespa. Oh crikey. Oh dear, oh dear. You can't really call a Vespa a hardened commuter, can you? Oh, what a prat. I feel rather sheepish now. Good morning, Mr. Learner, sir. Good luck. Right, well, toodle pipski. Have a lovely day, everybody. Bye. It tickles my loins.